record the cloud. There we go. Okay, we're recording now. All right. So let's just get going here. I don't know if Greg will join us. Okay, so let me do the, we'll just do a warm up, but so let's just do the swings. I know you like to do the swing. I'm doing a little bit of a different angle here. Do the swings. Okay, and make sure you get down here below that you can really get that leg in the turning in the socket here, because that's going to help us with our Chen mobility. So we're going to do the big joints to warm up. So I'm really kind of maybe focusing more on the hip, letting the shoulders relax a little bit. I might still change the angle of the camera. I've never been really satisfied with the indoor situation here. But you keep swinging. This is going to look terrible when I put it on YouTube with all this change. This will have to do. All right. So we just keep swinging here. Okay, and then we're going to do the arms too. Because I think you've had a little bit of shoulder tension here. All right, you can make sure you hit yourself too. Warm those body parts up. Okay, let's do very simple, just this. Okay, just that. Try to keep the low back neutral, so we're not doing this with the low back. And we'll warm this up some more. And of course, you can ask any yang style question you want right now. Let's see what the camera's doing here. Oh, I see. I don't want that. Okay, so you want to feel that, just that rotation in the arm. Keep the shoulder down. And then we'll go, now we'll just morph it a little bit around, get a little rotation in here. This all happens in the Chen style. Okay, so now it's just only the arm. Let's do with the hip. With the hip. With the hip. Sinking in the hip. So when this turns over, the hip turns. Let's try the other side. With the hip. Okay. And you put your hand in here so you can get that sinking in the hip here. And we're not sinking like this, like pinching the hip. I just want to sink in. Okay, so one, sink in. So I'm not pinching, it's just like sinking. One, turning the feet. To get the feet in here. Turn the feet. Turn the feet. Turn the feet. Okay, and let's try this side, just warm that up a little bit more. One, two, and then we'll do both sides, right? Two. Okay, ready? So let's go one, turn, two, turn, one, turn. So you want to feel this going. Just warming up the joints. Feel into here. So really get the weight into the legs. Nice and easy. Two. Good. Just loosening all that up. And you really got to use the body to make it go. Take your time. Feel how every joint works. Like wrist, elbow, shoulder, hip, maybe a little bit of rib. Hip turning, feet turning too with it. I get my feet into the camera. So feet turning in also, turning in. So the whole leg turns in the hip socket. And we'll do some other moves too. When I come here, I want to feel like I'm just kind of sitting here. I'm sitting, coming over, and I can rotate in the same plane. Okay. So this is what you were saying last week about keeping the same height. You keep the same height. Okay, 1, 2, give you a side view. And you know, this rotation is just wherever you have it, right? Don't try to overdo it. Just kind of work within your space. Deep breathing. You can exhale on this turn. You can inhale as you come up, or come around and exhale as you finish. Okay. All right. Let's work a little bit of other stuff. Let's just change it around a little bit. Okay. So we're just going to work a little bit of hip hinge up and down. So 1, nice and slow. So sink into the feet and drive off the feet. We're talking about putting the weight of the body into the moves, right? So getting ready, doing a little, this is kind of like a little Fajing training. Just relax. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll do some turns with this. Okay, so I'm gonna face away. So this, I think it'll be easier when we do it this way. Up, down, up, down, up, relax, down, up, down, up, down. Okay. Okay, so let's try, see if we can change the rotation. So we had starting with the left side first, then going to the right. Left side first. And then let's try right side first, going to the left. Just turning to the left first, then dropping straight back to the center. All right. Okay, and then we'll work on some more silk wheeling. Let me go into gallery mode. I feel like I'm just all by myself here. All right, there you go, Howard. All right. Okay, so we're already, all right. So we can go looking to the right first, come up the middle, looking to the right first, come up the middle. Okay, you can look to the right first, go all the way to the left, then go back to the right. Then come to the center, look to the left first. Look into the left. This is how you figure out the thing. Then let the arms relax. Okay, good. Okay, let's go with our traditional silk wheeling movements then. All right. Feet firmly planted. like this. Okay, and then this is like that. Okay, let me just go back to the mind mode, I guess. That's me. Okay, so we can go ahead and, so let's do, so we kind of warm up the hip joint stuff. So let's just kind of work a little bit of this before we start. Okay, we can do a little figure 8. Just a little bit just to warm it up. All right, so let's go ahead and start. Okay, elbow relax, shoulder down. The shoulder in line with the, this is called the scapular plane. It's a 30-degree plane, kind of a 30-degree curve from the body. Okay, I want my shoulder blades down and back. Hands slightly ahead of my body. So give it a slight view. And we go 1, up. Now I'm going to try placing my hand directly into the camera. To do that, I need to turn my hip. So you see how the hand is still in my central line. I've turned my hip, and then I'll bring my hip back to facing this way. 1, 2. And I'm going to have my hand here. So this can help give me a little feedback about my hip rotation. Okay. And then go ahead and take the tension out of the hand. And let's work on keeping the chin in, keeping the shoulder blades down and back. Just take the tension out of the hand. Let the hand just drop. Can we get to here? You feel the weight in the palm. Okay. And then let that sink. The weight of the arm sink through the body into the leg. The legs pick up the weight of the arm, and you use the leg to bring it out. You can let the feet turn as you turn the hip. Okay, at least that will keep your knees nice and healthy and aligned. 1, and you go a little bit deeper if you like. Now, for those who are going to watch the replay, if I go deeper, it doesn't mean to go deeper like this and come up. Right? It means to go deeper this way. Okay. Sink into the legs. Okay, so let's go with the other side. You can think of this like the cloud hands transition, if you like. Okay. So cloud hands, this is basically cloud hands with a little bit of Chen flavor, right? Like Yang style cloud hands without Chen spices. Okay. Feeling the hip joint. 1, 2. Feel the legs work, as muscles working, everything's working here. Keep the body up. Again, be careful not to pinch the hip because that's going to create problems if you do that. 1. You can let the feet move as you turn the hip. Okay. Or you can experiment keeping the feet stable. That limits the amount of range you can move the hip. So then you're only going to move it as to the limitation where you don't torque the knee. So this 1, shift the weight. Take the tension out of the shoulder. So try not to hold the arm up. And relax. You can inhale on the down. And then exhale as you come out. there's a two-hand version of this. So it's kind of like, so cloud hands goes to the outside. I think the two-hand version kind of goes to the inside. Okay. This is brush knee, by the way, this inside circle. So let's see if we can figure out the two-hand version. So it's kind of like one is doing the cloud hands and one's doing the brush knee. So this one's doing the cloud hands, this one's like doing the brush knee. So one. And then you can think of this as like, it's not really like parting wild horses mane, but parting wild horses mane is like this, right? But, okay, so here you go, one, two-hand version. And two. Relax the shoulder, sink into the hip, turn the hip, turn the hip. Okay, you turn the feet if you like. You can see my feet are turning. And just inhale and exhale, exhale here. Usually the deal is to exhale on the place where you're going to do that when you do the strike, right? But you can even exhale here because that could be a thing. Okay, feel the shoulder joint. Okay, the shoulder joint, the elbow joint, everything working. Move the hip. Okay. Move the hip first. Everything else moves. Okay, root into the feet. So they say everything moves from the dantian, but when you move the dantian, you move the hips. So what you could think of is like, you could think of moving the dantian, but you know that the hips have to move. So whichever works is fine. Elbows down and relaxed. Elbows down and relaxed. So it's just like that. So not pushing, just like that. Let's work a little bit of our head posture. Keeping the chin in, lifting the back of the head long. So a little bit of strength in the spine, so to speak, to keep the neck long. And a little bit of engagement here to kind of think of sinking and stretching the dantian or the hips down. Okay. If you like technique, you could work a little bit of the chi na. I'll show you. Right. One. So this could be a chi na here, or a grab, or a trap. And try the other side. Okay, just drop the shoulder blades down and back. If the legs start getting tired, see if you can put the weight more on your glute. Make the glute do some work. Okay. If your quadriceps, the front of your thigh is getting tired, see if you can put a little strain on the hamstring. Okay. So make those hamstrings and the glute do some work. Relax upper body, head up. So Sunday class is kind of better because we have a nice covered area. And in the summer, well, when school's out, we can, take this class, rain or shine, in that covered area. Okay, let's do one more. Let's just shake it off then. We'll work on the Chen version. Oh, we can just do not cloud hands, but brush knee. Okay, give me a moment here. I'm just going to take my headset off. Okay. So let's do a little bit of the brush knee. Okay, so we can do even a yang style brush knee if you like, but here's the thing with it, and I tried to mention this last week. Okay. So the brush knee, yang style or Chen style, doesn't matter. It's not a flat thing, so this is very flat. Okay, that's flat. Okay. That's the movement. It's like right in there. The knee kind of goes forward. I rotate the pelvis, the pelvic bone on top of the head of the leg bone, the top of the femur, kind of. So I can get that drive into the movement. Okay. So let's try just a kind of a regular brush knee. Okay. And we'll do it from, what do you call, right cranch bed swings. So you can see what's going on with the hip here. So shoulders relax here. So you can see, and if I put my hand here, I can start feeling that little bit of turn in the hip, right? So the hand is here. When I turn the hip, the hand turns. The back knee the back knee and the back hip want to work too with it. So I don't turn and like do that, and that's kind of unstable. One, okay. So let's kind of go through it then. Just kind of warm it up to see if you can get that hip motion in there. So ready to go. One. All right, I'm sinking. Now I'm sinking into this leg. Hip is turning. Okay. Hip is turning. You know, there's some. It's like in Tai Chi, right? There's everything. Something's coming, so you're going to divert it off to the side. Divert it off to the side by using the hip. I'm not going to use just my arm. Using the hip that gets my body out of the way. I step in, and I'm going to turn my hip, driving with the leg, and then take the weight from here to here. Okay, and so here's the yang style version with the hand that's down below. Okay, so let's go 1, 2, feel this leg work. Step in, you can do a small step in, relax the shoulders, and just move the pelvis. Turn the hip. Then the hands come out by themselves. 1, 2. So use the body, use the hip to direct the hand. Okay, so we just warm up with the yang style version. A lot of strain, a lot of work on the back leg. Sorry, we're doing the yang style version. 1, 2. Okay, from here, like here, feel the weight of the arms. This hand is holding something down. Just the weight of its weight. This elbow is like heavy, so keep the shoulder down. And just so feel that in the body. Feel the weight rest here on the ribs. Okay. Now, depending on how your spine is positioned, is it like this? Then all this weight is not well distributed. Let's put it that way. Or if it's like this, all the strain is in the mid back, it's in this upper back part. So you want to have a way to just kind of see if you can take the weight of your body and distribute it such that the strain is being taken by the strong part of the body, which is the lower body. Okay. And if you play around with different bad postures, you can find that sweet spot where everything just works. So 1, 2, 3. Let's make it into the Chen style, which is just up. Okay, let's do a couple more. Just picking something up. This shoulder is nice and relaxed. Shoulder blade, the shoulder blade is into the body. 1, and we'll do a couple of these. Okay, and then we'll do the next movement that's usually with this. Okay, in the Chen style itself, you see people who do it. They go really deep, and in and out. Okay, we don't need to do that. But to do that, they need to have very open hips, very flexible hips to do that. 1, 2. So I'm not going straight across. My hand's going straight this way. That's because I've turned my hip into the direction. Let's do a few more of these just to figure this out. Some rotates down, and this some rotates this way too. But you hold the hand in this position. One thing about this, when you have this out here, you want to feel this structure support this arm. So my arm is not hanging out by itself. And you could do a little bit of a push with the heel of the palm just to get that feel. So I'm not cranking my wrist so much as imagine I'm pushing out from here. Okay. When I push out from here, if I can relax that feel down into my low back, into my hips, into my glute, into my leg. So then this comes from the structure. Okay. So let's work a little bit with the form this way. Okay, so I'll go here. So the next part of the form is just to open the hip. And you can do a couple of these. Okay, this move, relax the shoulders, feel the weight come down. Okay. I should feel your shoulder blades engage. Take your time. You know, the slower, the slow movement is also an opportunity for your body to like figure out how the best way to move, the most efficient way to move. Right? The slow movement allows your body to figure out where you're straining and where you don't need to strain, right? Where you're straining too much. Okay, so a couple of these. Okay, so the next part of the move is just to wrap to here. Left hand, right hand. So 1, and then we'll do this all in one thing. Okay, so you think if here's somebody's coming, you're going to invite him in. So you sink in the back leg, and then you push off the back leg. You push off the back leg, the front leg is kind of gives you that stability. You don't push yourself off balance. Relax. All right, so let's just try from the wide crane spread wing to the Chen style brush knee for this move. Okay, so and the Chen style wide crane spread wing is a little bit different. You start this way and then turn up. 1, turn up, and go down. You have a little bit more of a hip twist. Then you step in. In the form itself, you go really deep in, but here we'll just go from here up, and then we do our open. And let's do 2 of these. Okay, just feel the weight of the arm. Use this muscle to bring the hands down. Okay, and then up. Okay, let's go back. So we flip up. This little flip up has a kind of like, it's like you maybe had a little block or something, or just you engage him, and then you push a little bit. right? So you go 1 and you push a little bit to make them respond. That's kind of in the form, there's all these little things to make people respond. So you here, you engage, you push, they push it down, and you follow that along. Okay. So that's what I was trying to do on Sunday. It's like when something comes at you, you just kind of follow it along and stay engaged with it. Okay, so here 1, I push up, he pushes down, I follow it along, I lead him along, and then I do the brush knee. Okay, my hip is in, my hip is coming in, and I go back to the, okay. Use these muscles in the back. So feel your lats, feel your hips work this. Turn the hip into the guy a little bit, pull back, and let's work on that one leg strength. Okay, so ready? 1, follow it along. He's pushing, you follow him along. You enter, okay? Come in, 1, open. You take him off to the side. Okay, I don't know. You can also just look at this as a way to just work the body. Notice how the posture is kind of open, right? Posture is nice and open. Okay. The hands are here, but my back is not pinched. My back feels open. So I feel like my lats are spread out. Then I'm gonna pull back, root into the standing leg, into the right leg. And as I root, I lift. Okay. I should always be rooted. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. I'm going to change my root from front to right. And as I come in, I'm in here. Okay, you can hold here for as long as you want. And we're just going to relax like that and step out. Okay. We do that, I think we'll work on like some of the way to connect the form when we meet in person. It's not going to rain like this all the time, I don't think. Okay, so let's just go again with the wide crane stretch wing. Okay, so here's the wide crane stretch. The Chen style wide crane stretch wing is a little bit, so the Yang style is kind of a little more straight ahead. And Chen style, if you're here, I'm up, off this way. Okay, so the opponent's like that way. And then he's pushing on his hand a little bit. And I just give it a little bit more push, and he pushes it down, and then I let him go. So that's kind of how that works. 1, push, he pushes down. I kind of guide that energy and let his energy drive me a little bit in turn. So I kind of lead him around. Okay. So ready, so let's go 1, 2, 3, turning the hip. The right leg is the root. Step out. I intercept. 1, do the push. Turn the hip a little. Shoulder blades relaxing down. We do a couple of these. Just use it as a way to relax. I think in the application you only need 1. Okay. Remember, when the hands are here, I don't squinch my body. I just imagine my back of my body getting wider, and then these just kind of come this way. Okay. And then so I'm really engaging the strength of the back of my body. Okay, 1. And I'm going to step out and step out. Okay. All right. Let's put it a little together in with the form. Okay, so let's just kind of do a little bit of the form, and we'll just kind of make it, the part of the form where that leads up to. So we can look at that in a little bit of isolation. You can make little building blocks of the form. So in the form where that leads up to, we've done one of these already. So let's go and just do that part. Right? I think I'll see if I can face this way. I'm not too sure what's the best angle for this though. But let's just say I'm going to do the push, So we can begin. So we're going to do this opening. Okay. Then we do the fake right, push to the right. So you're teasing him. You're trying to get a reaction out of him, and he pushes back, and then you lead him away. And then here's my white crane spread wings. Well, not really. So I'm going to step in with this one, and then I do my white crane spread wings, and then I try to give that little bit of push. Just a slight. It's a fake push. I'm not pushing with my whole body. It's just like a little fake push with the tension of my arm. Okay, because these are a little fake. I don't give my whole body for this. I just give him something with the arm, and then I fake him around. And then when I do the application itself, I am kind of giving him, the body weight. Okay, then we'll go and do this. Do one more. In the form, it's only one, and then pull back. Okay. The next move is just come out, and we'll just do this one, out and up. Okay, you could look at this as kind of like a horse stance, not really, but still sitting in the hip. Okay, shoulder blade down and back, elbows down, fingers stand up a little bit. Wrists are heavy. The palm of the wrist sits like it's heavy. Okay. All right, so let's just take that little sequence. Let's just take it just from the single whip. So we'll do the Chen single whip. Yeah. Okay. And we'll do our little, so think of our exercise. We do a push and a pull. And then the elbow, come up. And one. Okay. Then I do this little tease to the right. He pushes back. I lead him away to the left. I come back. One. I step in. Short step. One. Little bump with the shoulder, the hip, the leg, and elbow to the face. And then give him a little bit of the fake with the back of the hand. He pushes the back of the hand down. I lead that push away. Okay. Pull the knee up. Step in, feel the legs, and you glide in with the body. Okay, maybe he pushes back, and so that's where this comes from. He pushes back, so you want to absorb that, give it back to him. He pushes back, lead him into your knee, step out, one, step through, two. Okay, again, they feel the palms sit. Okay, hips sit and relax. Okay, so versus something like this, learn to do this. And then look through here, back of the neck long, always work on working on keeping that forward head out of your posture. Come back. All right, let's do it a couple more times. You get this sequence. And we can work on some other sequences, okay? So let's go from the single whip, from the Chen single whip is a little bit different. Right, Yang style single whip is like this, and more forward. Chen single whip is kind of a little bit more to the side because I'm looking out this way. Okay, but I still have a little bit of a bow arrow side, a little bit of a forward stance, and then I'm looking to the left now. So I do one, I push, I do another, I pull, then the elbow, the hand, foot, knee, fist, down. Okay. Turn my hips to give this a little bit of support as I push him away a little bit just to tease him, hoping he pushes back, and then he pushes back. I circle around. Okay. I open. I step in for this little bit of the body strike, an elbow, the hand. He blocks the hand. I'm going to give it a little bit more of a kind of a thing for it. He leads it away. 1. Step in. 2. Okay, and then we'll go 1. It's really good not to rush through these moves. And then drag. Okay, now feel how pulling the knee, pushing on the root work. Right, feel how that has to coordinate. Okay, you can't have your hip too far out. Can't be too far back. Has to be on. Okay, and you pull them towards your knee. Chop once with the hand. Chop with the other hand. Step out. Good. Okay, let me just kind of show you what that was. So I've pulled them to my knee. I step out. 1, 2, step. All right. The knee. I pull to the knee. 1, 2, step. Okay, so that's kind of how it is in the just broken down. But we want to just kind of like, we can take this slow. 1. Okay. And when this comes out, what's the connection? Right? When this comes out, what is the connection? Okay. To here, to here, to here. What's the connection with this one? Okay. So it's not like a chop like that. Right? So what is the connection and what is the body weight? Okay. Pull. 1. Step in, find the body weight, find the connection. 2, feel the feet and open. So I'm not opening the arms, just feel how that works with the feet and the hip and the legs. Good. Relax the elbows down. Takes the shoulder blades and brings them into the body. Hands have a little bit of energy kind of pushing out. Just from doing that. So I'm not pushing the arms out, just by letting them relax into the body. It feels like they push out. Okay. Let's shorten this up a little bit because we looked at the punch. So we're just going to try the punch again. Okay. So the punch is this drop and out. We can just work on that part of the punch. Drop. Okay. So this drop has it's like one motion, even though it's like slow, right? This drop is one motion. So it's not drop 1 and then 2. It's 1, it's all one circular thing. 2. Keep the chin in. If you stick the chin out, it doesn't feel connected, right? Keep the chin in, pull the chin in. Okay, great. And when you hit, that's settle. And you can use this as a solo exercise. You do both sides. Just relax. Both sides. Relax. Both sides. Relax. To do both sides. All right. I guess as some type of application, I would say the applications are very contrived, I think. I mean, you have to find them, like you get them when they come. So if this is the move, right, it could be, one cover, kind of like that. You kind of have one to protect you, one to sneak in, right? And then you can do the next one if you like. But okay, so you can just practice this move because this has a lot of cool stuff in it. It's this sinking, good posture, finding the spiral, right? Coming, finding the spiral and out with the spiral. Finding the spiral and out. So it's not just like this flat thing. Okay, so one, you can think of winding into the body and then winding out and dropping it. I'll go slow motion. Wind, drop. Okay, so wind, shoulder down, and drop. Okay. If you look at Yang style, okay, I'm going to wind in this leg, wind this fist. So this is the Yang style punch. Wind, wind, drop. Right, because that's that one move. One. So I've dropped by the winding of it, and then because I wound, this back leg can easily come through. And because this one now has the root, because I've drilled the root into the ground, and I can just drive off this leg into the punch. Okay, so the principles are the same, they're just the expressions are a little bit different. Okay, so let's go, let's just go from the single whip a little bit to that part of the punch. There's a lot of stuff in this in Chen. Chen is kind of cool because it has so much. Okay, but you just get the principle of the winding and being in the hip joint, relaxing, good posture. Then it's not that complicated. It's just a series of moves to remember. But if you can get all the principles out of it, then you can apply the principle to any kind of move. All right. So the first move would be this, right? So here's our single whip. So I'm going to turn, I'm going to spiral the body one way, spiral it out the other way. One, get into the hip, spiral into the hip. Two, come through, boom, okay? And then we'll go here, one. So turning the hip, rooting into this leg to push him out with the right side, rooting the other leg to push him to the left, then find the center, then spiral in the middle, come up, one, step in, two. I'm in my hip, I'm sitting in my hip, or my hip, okay, and then I'm gonna drive my elbow into him. Give him that little bit of fake with the back of the right hand. Okay, let him push that down and you guide him away. One, pull the knee up and step in, the brush knee. Okay, brush knee. And you lift the arm, you use these back muscles, not the shoulder muscles, to bring the arms up. And then turn the hip to open the arm. Do one more. Okay, and we do this one with the hand. I want to step back and then root that right leg, root into the glute, into the hip, pull the knee up. If the knee comes up, you drive the bottom foot through the ground. Okay, one. I have to use my hip to turn out. One, two, and out, and settle in. And now we're going to just try this. So I could turn my hip a little bit. I'm going to get that spiral. Okay, so I'm going to go. So here's my fist. My fist is spiraling this way and spiraling out. Okay, so I'll go one, spiral one. Both hands spiral, by the way. 1, 2, 3. So both hands spiral. Use my hips to spiral it. 2. Okay, you can have one hand open, doesn't matter. 1, 2. And then just you could spiral, and then it spirals back. That would be for another class because that would be the full punch. Why don't we try like from the very beginning up to there, and then we'll call it a day. Okay. So let me just see the best alignment. All right. Now we want to have, always have that good posture on. The good posture allows you to spiral. and turn. That's why it's so critical. All right, so let's just try it from the beginning. We'll go nice and slow. Okay, so we go sit, spiral the hips to the left a little, turn them back to the right. On. Okay, pivot. I'm gonna step out this way, give myself more room, relax the shoulders, pull the knee up. Okay, same idea with the hip and the leg. So I'm gonna do the push. So if you look at the brush knee and all these pushes, they're basically the same. I'm driving into the left hip, turning, rooting that left into the ground as I spiral the right foot up, and then relax. Okay, and we're going to do our fake right, go left. So push him to the right, kind of tease him to make him go the other way. Then he goes the other way. I open, I split his energy. The jaw chew would do a chop. I step in with this one. Okay, this is kind of like the grass sparrow's tail or the ward-off right. And then I'm going to do open here. And this is kind of like the rollback. Okay, and then I do my Chen style press. I get ready for my Chen style push. And then my Chen style single whip. Okay, use our hips. So I'm pushing, he pushes back. So there's always like little fakes in the Chen style. Always little gives and takes. One. Okay. So now I'm gonna go look this way. I can turn my feet into the direction I wanna go. Okay, so one. So again, we were talking about driving into this leg, driving into the hip, coming through, finding your root. Engage your core to hold this posture. One. Okay, I'll do my fake right, go left. 1, 2, 3. Okay, on my little shoulder strike to my white crane, and then a little bit of the fake. He pushes, I lead him away. So really think that something's coming here. You just lead him away, keep leading him away till he's compromising his posture. Step in, the brush knee. Okay, and then we open the brush knee. Let's do 2, and so 1 more. Let's pull back. Okay, root into this leg. As you root, drive with the other knee. And then come out. And then we're going to do the chop, the open. Okay, now my open, I want you to like broaden the shoulder blades. Okay, so my shoulder blades are expanding away from each other. And I root into my dantian, to my center. Okay, and then I'm going to relax and think of this. Think of the winding of the hand. 1, and then 2. Okay, great. Inhale. Exhale. All right. There we go. Okay. Let's do 1 Qigong and we'll finish class. I'll put this up and I'll send you the Zoom link too, but I'll put it up on YouTube because Greg will probably want to watch it, right? Just breathe. So it's pretty good. It's a lot of work, a lot of good lower body work. Okay, we'll just do our Qigong here, our Master Chen Qigong. Imagine the neck stretching down, getting longer. You stretch the neck up and let the muscles relax down. Okay, excellent. Very good, Howard. Thank you.
Thank you, Dad.
Yeah, so hopefully, see you Sunday. We'll probably try to do more Chen on Sunday because Sunday is kind of the potpourri class.
Right.